Alright, see if I can get this in the center of the frame. Cuban Delights. The last of the El Cheapos, and I am finally fucking free. Holy crap-o-matic. Alright, so anyway, these are actually put out by the Victor Sinclair factory. And I know for a fact that these are in fact Cuban sandwiches. Why the hell does my phone never want to focus on my cigar? Focus, thank you, see? Alright, now it says all kind of Cuban stuff on here. I think the only reason why they can get away with calling these Cuban is because of the fact that they are a Cuban sandwich style. And I actually did some research on these to find out that they are in fact Cuban sandwich. Is that a bad thing? Not really. It's only a bad thing if you get duped into paying full price, then you got Longfellow premiums. But otherwise, yeah, Cuban sandwich is actually just fine. As I said, these are put out by Victor Sinclair, so you know that they're not completely El Cheapo, but so far, it's kind of a slightly lumpy, slightly mushy, well, not really mushy, but just kind of soft pack. It seems to have a big single cap here, and that is just not going to focus for me, is it? Oh, there it goes. Not that you can actually see anything, but, you know, whatever. Alright, so, anyway. Yeah, big old Cuban sandwich. Nice 7 by 52, I believe, Churchill. I'm going to go ahead and get this cut and lit and try to avoid random weirdos popping into my shot. And I'll get back to you after that.
Aha, Tiger Stripe. You all thought I had just one. Okay, so, cut and lit. So far, flavor is a little earthy, otherwise like tobacco, a little bit of pepper. Otherwise, very, very mild. Yeah, just light clean tobacco. Really not a whole lot going on so far. Overall, not bad. Kind of plain. Interesting. We'll see how this turns out over the next inch or so, and I'll get back to you after that. And yeah, I'm trying not to get the golfers in the background in my shot. I'm pretty sure they heard me on the first part, so yeah, no. If you watch this, I am not crazy. I am a YouTuber. Well, kind of. Anyway, back to you after a bit. About an inch down. Even though it's a Cuban sandwich, I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of it. But after everything kind of got going nice and clean, I'm noticing very subtle sweet. And I could have swore I had a little bit of a toastiness in it. Overall, though, it seems to be kind of dry. I don't know if that's just the fact that it's kind of warm out, or if it's an actual dry cigar. I've had some cigars that were like really, really uber duper dry, as in like just leave you with absolute cotton mouth the entire time. This is kind of borderline on that. It's interesting. Overall main flavor is a light, very light, slightly sweet tobacco. And definitely not unpleasant by any stretch. I think it's worth pointing out that for the price of like 20 premiums, Longfellow premiums, you get like 50 of these. So, yeah. Definitely not the worst pick of the litter, but definitely not the best either. Yeah, it's just very, very light, very super subtle sweetness. Other than that, not a whole hell of a lot going on. I'll get back to you about the halfway point whenever the ash flicks off. Actually, I'm probably going to go ahead and do the about the halfway point, because I'm pretty sure this ash is going to flop off after about maybe another minute and a half. That's one of the problems with Cuban sandwich. You don't get long ash on them. If I do get long ash, I would be impressed. Otherwise, I'm not really expecting a whole lot of this. That said, we'll see. Alright, so down about the halfway point, as you can see, I'm getting a very messed up burn on this. And it's kind of weird because the first one did not do this. The first one performed a lot better than this. I don't know if I just got a messed up light or if it's just enough breeze to mess it up or just exactly what. But yeah, it is really not doing well. I really wanted to give this a really, more glowing review because of how cheap they are, and I thought that they weren't that bad in the first place. But this one is definitely letting me down so far. Taste-wise, no change whatsoever. Pretty typical of Cuban sandwich. And and there's a guy on his bike. Anywho, yeah, like I said, this one is just not performing anywhere near as well as I thought it was going to. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can fix this, and maybe get back to you after that. Oh, by the way, before I can actually get my camera to not focus on all the weird stuff. Keep in mind, I'm actually holding my phone in my hand, so I can't actually see what I'm shooting. Anyway, yeah, no sooner had I stopped filming the previous segment than the ash just completely flopped off. So, yeah, that's pretty typical of Cuban sandwich. Short ash, pretty one-dimensional, and otherwise, yeah, most of I've really not had too many of them to do this, which is kind of weird. So, anyway, like I said, I'm going to see if I can fix this and maybe get back to the band. Believe it or not, this is right underneath the bridge. That noisy, traffic-ridden bridge. Now, just this one scene just looks absolutely picturesque. Right, I can hold my hand steady. Anyway, that's about 30 minutes, 30 seconds, I should say. 30 minutes. About 30 seconds of the serene, right in your backyard. At the same time, it's still in your backyard. So, it's loud, it's noisy, but you got a nice little babbling brook, a nice little bit of greenery. I can think of worse places to be right now. Alright, so, about to the band here. Flavors have been pretty unchanged. There's been occasionally a little bit of bitterness come in, but other than that, it's been actually really consistent all the way through. Really short ash, as is pretty typical of the actual construction design of this. And for everybody that doesn't know what a Cuban sandwich is, it's basically where they take the trimmings of premium long filler cigars, basically anything that didn't actually fit in the mold, and instead of wasting it and throwing it away, they just go ahead and pack it with a long filler, kind of like a hot dog, and then bind it, wrap it, and sell it on the cheap. That's pretty much what these are. The Cuban sandwich, you get like 50 of these for the price of 20 long filler premiums. But aside from the dryness, the flavor's actually not been unpleasant, and it's just not been anything to write home about either. Also, the performance has been a little weird. It's been, yeah, I say hello, hi. This is like fresh right here as I'm doing it. That's kind of the point of it is. It's as I'm actually smoking. Anyway, I don't know why I said that, but I did. The point is, these are really one-dimensional. Not a whole lot going on. I can imagine having these just, around. So you have like maybe humidor filler, or I don't know, hand them out to freeloaders. I don't know. You got a buddy in your garage, you never smoked a cigar before. Here, try this. Granted, I probably would not recommend starting this as your first cigar, because this would probably end up turning you off the cigars, period. Because there's not really a whole lot going on. I haven't said anything about the retrohale up to this point, because there's really absolutely nothing going on in the nose. Absolutely but this. Nothing as far as anything other than just a general tobacco. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the flavor as well. So I'm going to go ahead and keep smoking this down. I'm going to take the band up. I don't anticipate a whole lot going on to the nub, but I'll go ahead and, just for the hell of it, throw in a report right when I get to maybe about here-ish. But other than that, it's been kind of just there. It's been keeping the OAB. It's been excellent bug repellent. I love that. But other than that, yeah. I'm hoping that I've actually got a pretty decent lighting right here. Keep in mind, this is the other side of the bridge from the last segment, which may or may not make it in actually with the final cut, but oh shit, I just noticed there's like this huge plastic bag all over the sticks. Anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and get back to you after the band. Real quick, you can see it on there, that little black dot on there on the band, that is a piece of the leaf. That is an actual piece of the actual cigar wrapper, because apparently the bands on these use the old school, just a piece of paper with a bit of pectin, as in basically it's a big, huge glob of glue. And I don't know why in the hell people still use that. It is one of the most aggravating things in a cigar. you get a nice cigar that has this huge glob of glue stuck on the band, and when you take it off there, you have to be extremely super careful, otherwise it takes part of the wrapper with it. This one is actually not that bad, but I've had some cigars where it almost completely destroys the cigar taking the band off. So when it comes to actually when to take the band off, it all comes down to whether or not the actual band rotates freely around the actual cigar. If it rotates cleanly, go ahead and take it off whenever you like. If it's really snug, really tight, keep it on for as long as possible. Beyond that, why in the hell anybody still uses? They have these nice sticker bands that are self-adhesive. They don't stick to the wrapper, and they don't screw up cigars when you take them off. It cannot be that much more expensive. Please, manufacturers, stop using these old paper bands with this big, huge glob of nasty ass glue that sticks to everything and just ruins the cigar. That's all I gotta say about that. Moving right along. Alright, so this is pretty much the nub of this. And this is going to be the last update for this one because this is actually starting to get into the quote, washed out hot tobacco, which is something that you're going to find a lot. Pretty much every cigar will do that. That's kind of how you know it's done. It's going to get that washed out hot tobacco flavor that loses all personality and it's just black. And that's pretty much what this is doing right about this point here. And so far, it's been pretty consistent all the way through, pretty one-dimensional. That's pretty typical of Cuban sandwich style. They really, there's a bird flyer. They really don't have a whole lot of personality going to them. Occasionally you find one or two diamonds that actually do stand out, actually smoke with their own filled. But the actual name of that one particular that I'm thinking of currently escapes me at the moment. As far as whether or not you go for these, I guess if you're a real big fan of Victor Sinclair and everything that factory puts out, these are probably up your alley because they're real mild, as in mildly blunt, and there's pretty much no taste at all. There's kind of something to do while you're doing something else, pretty much. The only real thing that these have going for them is you get 50 of them for, like, well, Cigars International sells for like $60 for 50. That said, I'd probably recommend something like an 1876 Reserve, because those are actual long-course cigars. Those are actually interesting. They have good flavors. They actually have flavor. There's another cigars. Excuse me. There's another YouTube channel that has already reviewed these and gave them quite a favorable review. So if you're poking around, check out the 1876 Reserve and the review from another YouTuber. I don't like dropping names, but anyway. Check that review out, and that will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about them. I'd probably recommend those more than these. This is, oddly enough, it's actually not getting hot this close to the nub. I thought for sure that this would be about burning my lips off by this point. But it's turned out it's actually been pretty cool. The whole point of the cigar is to get a nice, cool puff of smoke. So you heat it up just enough to the point where you vaporize the oils in the cigar, and that's what you taste. And if you overpuff, and that's one of the problems with big bore cigars, anything about 55 gauge and up, that's why you have to be real careful about heat control. There's a little bit of alcohol goes into this. But other than that, you know, as far as this particular cigar goes, I have noticed because now it is really super duper squishy. Just because of the fact that it is Cuban sandwich, it is a mixed filler cigar. So, would I recommend these? Probably not. I definitely recommend shopping around, getting some other reviews, and before you decide on these, definitely make sure you shop around, make sure they're your best options. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to find out. Other than that, that's pretty much all I got for this, other than, yeah, August 8th, Perfect Capital. If you can be there, show up. I, unfortunately, cannot be there because I have no way of getting there, even though it's kind of an expensive trip, and I don't have the money. So I may end up doing a video. I probably will do a video on August 8th. But other than that, that's pretty much all I got for this. I have noticed there's a little bit of dry mouth to this, so it's a little on the dry side. If that's not a big deal for you, if you usually like have a drink in your smoke, then maybe. If you're just looking for like a humidor filler, maybe. But like I said, you can probably do a lot better than these. They're not bad, but they're not good either. There's just really nothing at all about them. Like I said, Retro Hell has absolutely nothing going on in it. It's a nice picture I can overhead. But basically, it's just the most blasé cigar that I can think of. Oh well. Fortunately, I did not come alone. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for this particular review. I will see you next time. If you like this video, like, favorite, subscribe. Please, if you watch this video, subscribe, because that actually helps me out quite a bit. If anything, watch this, watch my other videos, get your friends to watch my videos. Just, yeah, this is my only show. I don't usually do this, but yeah. I don't got no money. If I got no money, I don't get no cigars. If I don't get no cigars, I don't go nowhere with this. Which is why I'm kind of looking into the whole urban exploration thing. There's not a whole lot to explore around here, but whatever. If I find something interesting, you might see a video of it. That's all I got. I'll see you next time.